Chapter 15 Unlikely Allies. As Ceres recovers, the two of them share a quiet moment. Ceres, ever the warrior, seems to have lost some of her unshakable confidence, but Alexander sees something different in her now: vulnerability, the cracks in her stoic armor that remind him she is more than just a warrior. Ceres, in turn, begins to understand Alexander more fully. She sees beyond the dark elf's curse and the power of the staff. She sees a man burdened by responsibility, someone trying to fight the very forces that threaten to consume him. Though they are still hesitant to fully trust each other, their partnership has become something more. Alexander realizes that Ceres' strength is not just in her combat skills, but in her ability to ground him, to remind him of the humanity he is at risk of losing. She, too, sees that Alexander's magic is a force for good, not just destruction. The two warriors are now bound by a common goal: to restore balance to the world, protect their people, and stop the rifts from swallowing Etheirys whole. Chapter 16 The Road Ahead. With the Soul Stone in their possession and the rift's chaos momentarily contained, Ceres and Alexander set out once again, this time with renewed purpose. Their paths are intertwined, their strengths complementing each other. But the road ahead is long, fraught with danger, and full of uncertainty. As they journey together, they will face even greater challenges: ruthless enemies, ancient prophecies, and the ever-looming threat of the rifts swallowing everything. But they have one another, and that might be enough to guide them through the darkness. Chapter 17 The Beast Beneath the Labyrinth. As Alexander and Ceres continue their travels toward the shattered city of Mistrath, the heart of the ancient sorcerer kings and the site of a powerful rift, they come across a deep, winding gorge known as the Labyrinth of Trials. This area, fraught with ancient traps and deadly beasts, is said to be the resting place of a relic, an artifact of legendary power. Ceres' tribe, the Viral, had long believed that this relic, a shield imbued with the protective powers of the earth, could be the key to safeguarding their people from the monsters and rifts that plague their lands. But the labyrinth is no ordinary place. It is guarded by creatures that have been twisted by the rifts, monsters from ancient times that have become even more dangerous. As they venture deeper into the labyrinth, the air grows thick with magic, and strange creatures skitter in the shadows. The final trial, however, proves to be the most terrifying: a towering minotaur, a beast of incredible strength, fearsome horns, and sharp, jagged armor forged from ancient steel. Its roar echoes through the labyrinth, shaking the very earth beneath their feet. The Minotaur is a servant of the rifts, created by the raw, untamed magic that spills into Etheirys. It guards the entrance to the heart of the labyrinth, where the shield is said to lie. Chapter 18 The Battle of Strength and Will. The confrontation with the Minotaur is brutal and relentless. The creature charges toward Alexander and Ceres, smashing through the walls of the labyrinth with its massive horns. Ceres quickly springs into action, using her agility to dodge the Minotaur's attacks and strike with precision. She is a master of close combat, her curved blades a blur of motion as they slice through the air. However, the Minotaur is no mere beast. Its hide is thick, its reflexes sharp, and its power is immense. Each blow it strikes lands with bone-shattering force, forcing Alexander to step in. Using the Staff of Aether's Veil, Alexander channels the rift's energy, attempting to create a barrier of magic between Ceres and the Minotaur. But the staff's power is difficult to control, and the Minotaur seems to feed off the energy, growing stronger with each burst of magic. The battle escalates, with Ceres and Alexander working together in a synchronized dance of destruction. Ceres's blades move like lightning, while Alexander uses his sorcery to weaken the Minotaur's defenses. However, they soon realize that the Minotaur's strength lies in its ability to adapt to their attacks, and brute force alone will not win this fight. In a moment of clarity, Ceres urges Alexander to push the staff's power further, tapping into the deep reserves of energy hidden within. But she also knows the risk: if he loses control, the magic could consume them both. Alexander hesitates, but seeing the Minotaur charging toward them once more, he makes the difficult decision. Together, they unleash a torrent of magic that engulfs the creature. The Minotaur roars in fury, thrashing as the energy warps around it, but the combined force of Alexander's magic and Ceres's fierce combat skills overwhelms the beast. In one final, devastating blow, Ceres drives her blades into the Minotaur's heart, while Alexander channels a pulse of magic to end the creature's life. Chapter 19: The Shield of the Earth. With the Minotaur slain, the labyrinth falls silent. Exhausted and battered, Ceres and Alexander make their way deeper into the heart of the ancient maze. They find themselves standing before an altar, bathed in a soft, ethereal light. Upon the altar lies a shield, its surface etched with runes of protection and strength. The Aegis of Terra, as it is called, is said to have been crafted by the gods themselves, a shield that channels the very essence of the earth, able to withstand the harshest of blows. Ceres approaches the shield cautiously, feeling the hum of magic as she reaches out to touch it. The shield is heavier than she anticipated, but it carries with it a sense of ancient power, a connection to the land itself. As her fingers make contact, a surge of energy flows through her, imbuing her with strength and resilience. The shield glows with a soft, golden light, as if it has recognized her as its true wielder. Ceres picks up the shield, and for the first time since their partnership began, she feels an unshakable confidence in her own abilities. The shield represents more than just a tool of protection, it symbolizes her connection to her people, her purpose as their protector, and her bond with Alexander. Chapter 20: The Heart of the Rift. With the shield in hand, Ceres and Alexander are ready to face the final trial, the destruction of the rift at the heart of Mistrath. The city, once a glorious center of magical knowledge, now lies in ruins, shattered by the very rifts that have torn through the world. The source of the rift's power is deep beneath the city, and only by confronting it directly can they hope to stop the rifts from consuming all of Etheris. The journey into the heart of the city is fraught with danger, as corrupted creatures and remnants of ancient magic guard the path. As they descend into the depths, they face their greatest fears once more, visions of failure, of losing everything they have fought for. But together, with Ceres's newfound strength from the Aegis of Terra and Alexander's mastery over the staff's power, they push forward. At the heart of the rift, they find a portal, a swirling vortex of raw magic, the very core of the rift. The energy here is unstable, pulling at their very souls. Alexander attempts to channel the power of the staff to close the rift, but it resists, lashing out in fury. In that moment, Ceres steps forward, placing the shield before her and Alexander. The Aegis of Terra resonates with the rift's magic, its ancient power counteracting the chaotic energy. With the shield as her conduit, Ceres calls upon the land itself, using the earth's strength to stabilize the rift. The power of the shield amplifies Alexander's magic, and together, they are able to seal the rift, preventing the destruction of Etheris. The land begins to heal, and the rift's chaotic energy dissipates into the ether. Epilogue: A New Dawn. In the aftermath of the rift's closure, Etheris begins to heal. The once dying lands are slowly returning to life, the curse of the Dark Elves lifted. The rifts are sealed, and the balance of magic is restored. The people of Etheris begin to rebuild, guided by the wisdom and power of the Staff of Aether's Veil, now no longer a force of chaos, but a symbol of hope. Ceres and Alexander stand at the edge of the labyrinth, looking out over the reborn world. Ceres's hand rests on the Aegis of Terra, the shield now a part of her, both in body and spirit. She has become a true protector, not just of her tribe, but of Etheris itself. The warrior who once fought alone now stands alongside Alexander, a steadfast ally and friend.